Ladies and gentlemen, hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are here for round 2 of the Ultimate Racing League's GRSC, their Group Racing Sunday Championship, consisting of 6 lobbies, ladies and gentlemen. League of Champions, League 1, League 2, League 3, League 4 and League 5. And all of our pro sim racing pilots all have one aim, ladies and gentlemen, is to shuffle up the leagues and win the League of Champions. And we, ladies and gents, are covering League 4 this season. I say League 4, pretty much it's everyone we covered last season in League 5. It was a full league promotion, so they're already on their way. It's usually 3 up, 3 down, but it's the summer, and I think a lot of people had to drop out for this season because of hollybobs and other commitments. So, yeah, virtually whole of League 5 got promoted into League 4. So we have, it's like a double season of the same guys, and I love it. I got to know these guys. They're great racers, and it's absolutely banging fun. We're going to have 2 races today, ladies and gentlemen. A sprint race. I've forgot the format. I used to race in it by round 2, and I've already forgotten what the format is. We'll have 2 races. They've got to make a pit stop. Yeah, it's 2. They're the same. It's soft tyres for the first race, same amount of laps, and then the second race they just ramp up the tyre wear and the fuel, and it's the same amount of laps, but they've got to use 2 racing compounds, differing compounds as each other. And yeah, they usually opt for, well, no, they've got to use medium and hards. Oh, dude, I tell you, I do so much. There's so many different rules to follow, and that's just URL. I think I was getting it mixed up with the Jags that I do on Wednesdays. So it's they've got one make, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Genesis, the Hyundai rebadged Genesis, something special, and that's what they are. I got this is dragging out in it. I'll save it until we're doing it. I had a go in one. That's all I'm saying. I had a go in one. I'll fill you in later. We've got a table. We've got a table after the first round. Look at me. Well, I started with such gusto and then just tailed off near the end there. I don't know. I started making mistakes and thought, oh, why are we bothering? So Double Aaron is at the top of our championship on 40 points, ladies and gentlemen. Stubby is second on 31 points. Souness is sitting in third on 30 points. Very tight. In fourth, we have Mini on 26 points, followed by Mika in fifth on 26 points is Mini. Let me make sure. It's a very small table, or I've got a very small phone. And Mika is fifth on 25 points, only 1 point between them. Matty Elder is in sixth on 23 points. Then we have the Brian of Monk in seventh on 22 points. In 8th, we have Freak/Method on 19 points. 9th, we have Eric of Canada on 16 points. 10th, we have GS Myth in 10th. I said that, didn't I see? 15 points. Panda in 11th on 12 points. Then we got YT in 12th, yet to score. Toten in 13th, yet to score. Jobs in 14th, yet to score. Zag Green in 15th, yet to score. And Pork Sports is 16th. And yet to score. Somebody's at the door. That's my son leaving for ice hockey. And my other son returning from all-day partying. So anyway, blur, blur. Right, that's the table. Let's have a look at the grid. They qualified, ladies and gentlemen, for 10 or 15. They had a good crack. And let's see how they lined up. Remember, Stubbsy was pole last round. So let's see how these guys fared. Sorry, there's been a lot of distractions. Everyone's hustling and bustling around here because it's time to go to ice hockey practice. And I'm trying to do this while everyone's picking up things around me and moving around me, so I'm distracted. On pole, there is no excuse. This is the only attraction. There should be no distraction. On pole then, ladies and gentlemen, it is our man, Double A Ron. Now, I don't expect you to remember the liveries just yet, because I didn't remember what livery he was in. But there we go. Double A Ron, Again, they're just in and out. You see the distractions I have to deal with. Do you know what I mean? In second place then, ladies and gentlemen, he is having a bit of a moment in qualifying, but the Monk is back and bad. Oh, have I told you? We're at Laguna Seca as well for round 2. See, what a mess. What a mess. Don't watch this. Just wait, just skip until racing happens. Yes, the Monk, ladies and gentlemen, has banged himself on the front row, second on the grid. So his qualifying went extremely well. Look how cool that exhaust pipes look with the rings around them. Do they all do that? I don't know the Genesis that well, you know. Right then. Third on the grid, it's Souness, ladies and gents. And he drives on the raggedy edge of nice Forza. So have they got a replay function? Can I do replays with it? So yes, he drives on the raggedy edge, ladies and gentlemen. One to watch. Souness also with a chance to win. This is a solid league, it has to be said. Top 3 are in with a shout. Fourth on the grid then, ladies and gents, it is Mika. Mika on the money, ladies and gents, in with a shout. Remember, soft tyres, it's lights to flag racing. Anything can happen at Laguna Seca. I've driven this car, and I tell thee what, it's an effort to get it into the corners. It's more of an effort to make it stay in the corners, and then it's a really boring affair getting it out of the corners. I mean, the accelerator feels slow. So, yes, anything goes at this point. Fifth place, ladies and gentlemen, championship contender from last season, absolutely gave the AA Ron the run of his life. Returns. He missed round 1, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you the mighty, magnificent Toten. Welcome back, my friend. In 6th place, pole sitter from last round. What go on, I hear you say? What go on in the Genesis Haribo camp? Stubbs down in 6th place. Nothing, not what he is used to, but that is how tight that field is, my friends. Very taut. Then in 7th, is that 7th? After Stubbs, it is 7th. It is a Method / Freak, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a twitch. What happened? Nothing. Oh, I've got to the edge of the track. I was hearing dong, dong in my head, and I thought, oh my God, it's happening again. He's got a Twitch channel, and I don't know if he does it just live stream or if he saves his videos, but if you want to watch the race from his perspective, then seek him out. Method / Freak. He is there. You will find him. It is destined. So Method in 7th place. 8th, ladies and gentlemen, his teammate. It is Senor Matti Alda. Senor Matti. And he was giving them a run for their money last round, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's so tight. Look at this, all the way down to 8th place, and there's a winner in every car. Unbelievable stuff. Right then, looking down at 9th, YT missing the first round. Oh yeah, look, it's the bloody banging your head against the bloody wall. Oh, let me go around that side. I want to. Okay. Denied, ladies and gentlemen, denied. So, yeah, 9th, YT, missed last round, but he's back now, and he's here to stake a claim in League 4. His first race in League 4, ladies and gentlemen, and we are very excited to see the YT back in action. Just behind him is teammate Eric of Canada. They're both in lovely Vodafone liveried Genesis, and yeah, they're in a perfect place, isn't they? Because there's a lot of squabblers up ahead. There's going to be drama and action, and I think the Vodafone boys are set, ladies and gentlemen, to come and clean up the mess. We'll call them the janitors. And then in 11th place, it's GS Myth with my personal favourite livery of the bunch. And it's going some because there is some absolutely damn fine liveries on that grid. But yes, the black, the green, it calls me, ladies and gentlemen. It squeezes parts of me that haven't been squeezed and caressed for such a long time. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is GS Myth gets smurfed at the back of the grid, just where he wants to be. He's got everyone in his sights. He doesn't have to worry about behind him coming into that first corner. It's all ahead of him. So he's got his enemy in the sights, and you know, he's true. He's a true warrior, because warriors don't let people behind them. They stay at the back, keeping an eye. Right then, enough waffle. Time for racing. That's what I say. Double A-Ron then leads him around. I wonder if that corner's going to really screw it up, because it's beeping already. It's see if there's a gappage. So Double A-Ron leads them away, and there is some of them still trying to come through that corner. It looks good. It looks okay. Maybe the Vodafones were hit a little bit there with a gappage between themselves and the Alder. So they've got a bit of work to do. Right then, up at the front, Double A-Ron on the move. Brian Moncani monitoring his movements. And then we have Souness absolutely increasing his chances of an overtake as he crawls up to the back of the Monk. And Double A-Ron kicking up a bit of dust there, and this is tight shenanigans up at the front here as we sit on with Souness, and then we've got Mika Toten on the hunt, and then Stubbs down in 6. Stubbs looking very racy there against Toten. Toten having a week off or two. I think he missed the last couple of rounds of last round, so I don't know when the last time he run with these guys, but he might be a little rusty as he warms up, and the Stubbs is trying to get in there. Now we've got, oh no! The Souness, I said, I didn't know anything. I don't watch these replays. I said he drives on the raggedy edge, and the sausage got him. The sausage curb got him, ladies and gentlemen. Blame the sausage curb all day, every day. So Souness trying to get back into the race. He's got a bit of damage, and everyone else has left him for DAD, ladies and gentlemen. Double A-Ron, that's a little bit of pressure off, but not all of it, because the Monk is still on a mission. Then we have Mika, and we got another off. We got another off. It's the Stubbs and Laguna second, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 1. I think that might be, maybe they'll call a safety car. I'm not sure. It's not that, yeah, that car looks like it's going, no, he's not, it's just coming out the corner. So, no, I think it's because it's 2 separate offs. They say 2 people in the first 2 laps, but I believe it's if it's an incident, and they were separate. So, and the Stubbs is already back up with the guys. And here comes the Souness. So Stubbs only just lost a couple of positions. And I think we're still in racing conditions, ladies and gents. The Double A-Ron moving on swiftly with Brian Moncani chasing him down. Then the Mika up to 3rd now. Mika inheriting 3rd place, and this is some heady heights for our German driver chasing down the Belgium. Toten, the Hungarian. I love how international, and then we have Method, the American. So I love how international this league is. It really fills me. I love our foreign brothers and sisters. They're not foreign to them, but you know, from where I am, they're ooh, I heard that. I didn't see it, but I heard it. My God, I heard a thud in my ear. And poor old YT. Is it the curve? No, this one is a rough entry into. That's all right though. Could have been worse. But yeah, that was a rough entry. He was trying to get as wide a line as he possibly could, and ended up touching that gravel, and it just gave him a ton of understeer, ladies and gents. And the Souness making up 1 spot already. So Souness on the move. GS Myth keeping Stubbs and Eric of Canada very honest at the moment. Look at him. Eric of Canada trying to hold it up for the Vodafone, sticking it to the man as he has last week's pole sitter sat behind him. And Stubbsy, no answers at the moment for Eric of Canada. Just up ahead, it looks like Matty Alder is catching up with his teammates. And I think Stubbsy's going to try and make a move down into this first corner. He's having a look, he's having a whiff, he's having a sniff. He's through, ladies and gentlemen. Later on the brakes, and Erica Canada wanted to come back at him, but there just was no room. And an amazing move from the Stubbs there, late on the brakes, just absolutely sent that one wholesale. And Erica Canada taking a wide line, or a few of them taking a wide line through there. Oh, who was that having a wobble? Was it the Smith? Oh, GS Smith losing a position there to, who's the white car? Oh, Souness going up another position. So Erica Canada then in 8th place. Stubbs getting through. Matty Alder sticking it to his teammate. Method in 5th. Then we got Toten in 4th with Mika in 3rd. Mika trying to cling on to the rear derriere of Brian Moncani as the double Aaron tries to get yet another win on his little tick-off card, his bingo card. Brian Moncani, though, is the man to stir the soup. Mika coming along for the ride, and the tote can never be counted out. Method as well in the periphery, still a threat. And but Matty at the moment is the big threat to Method. On board with Matty, this is looking closer than he has looked before as we head down into the first turn. We might even stay here, ladies and gents. Maybe. We've not had a lap around here, and it is an absolutely incredible track. I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying it's bad, it's incredible. I don't mind it, people hate it. I think it all depends on the car you're driving. If you're driving an understeery, horrible piece of mess, then yeah, it's a horrible track. There we go, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is an understeery, big, fat, horrible mess. Well done, Hyundai. It used to be one of the meta cars, didn't it? I remember they had to nerf it, didn't it? Because everyone chose the Genesis at one point. But I think it's been dropped down to the ranks of nowhere. And only the fool chooses the Genesis to drive. But then who is the bigger fool? The fool or the fool that follows the fool? Double Aaron leads with Brian Moncani in 2nd, Mika in 3rd. Toten is in 4th. Looks like he's dropped off the back of the Mika train, and Mika really is sending it to Brian. Messages are being relayed here. Fastest laps are being posted by the German, and he is here to announce at Laguna Seca that he is the king of the Hyundai. But Brian Moncani and the double Aaron stand in his way, and double Aaron getting the fastest lap that last time out, and he is absolutely slinging Genesis, ladies and gentlemen, with Brian Moncani in 2nd, Mika in 3rd, Toten in 4th. Method now with a small gap now. He doesn't have to worry about the Matty. We're 17 laps doing here today, ladies and gentlemen, with 5 done already. Tyres are looking absolutely spectacular. Stubbs up to 7th, so he's nearly back up to where he was. The Souness as well making his way through the pack in 8th, YT in 9th. Then we've got Eric of Canada seems to have slipped. Ooh, he did a 130 on his first lap, and then a 33 and a 34. I mean, I'm not wanting to pick out these things, but yeah, he can do a 130. Eric of Canada losing a lot of time over the last 2 laps. He's got to get that focus sorted back in. He's got to key it up. And then GS Smith with a penalty. He's a naughty, naughty boy. He's not the Messiah for show. And again, GS Smith losing the track beneath him because this car doesn't steer. You have to steer like four minutes before the corner. When you're braking, that's when you may as well start steering. I'm being cruel. You go and try it and you tell me. So double Aaron then. I like a nice nimble car you can sling into a corner. I did these slow burners. They just, it doesn't grab me. So double Aaron though has got a beautiful gap. Brian Moncani, it's been seesawing between himself and the Mika. Brian, he did a 28.7 last time around, with Mika posting a 28.9, 2/10 shy from the Monk, but he's closing in now. It looks like that was a lot better couple of corners for him, and he really is giving Brian Moncani a lot to debate in his mind. Where is he going to go? I've got to keep this pace up. This is stressful. I don't need this in my life. I'm only here for fun. Why is this bloody German giving me so much hassle? Toten in fourth. The Hungarian really is losing ground to the guys ahead. There was kicking smoke there, but that's just Brian doing Brian. You know what I'm saying? Brian does what Brian does, and he kicks up some sand when he goes into a corner, and he doesn't spin out. So that's how hard he is. Mika as well, sending it through the corner. These two are on the raggedy edge, ladies and gentlemen. They are pushing with everything they've got. This is a race. And Toten there, I tell you, he's hoping they do catch each other up so they slow each other down. Method in fifth. He has dropped the Alder now. Alder unable to close back in on Method. Method at 29.4, but we'll see an updated version of that time and see how he is doing anytime soon. At 29.4 again, beautiful and consistent there. And Matty 131 at 29.6. They're tough when he's fighting the Method, who is absolutely slinging them. 29s all the way from the Method. He is AI, ladies and gents. Stubbs then in seventh. He is slinging Genesis to try and get some points out of this. This could be his championship. Sunes as well, absolutely swift and out of place through a spin from the Sausages. I think, was it the Sausages that got Sunes, or was that what Sausages got the Stubbs? YT in ninth. It looked like YT had a bit of a wide on, and but he has gained since we last saw him. Well, we saw him once, but after he had an off. And Eric of Canada now picking up that pace. We were worried about laps 3 and 4 being 33s, 34s, 31, 29.9, and Eric of Canada has got the message loud and clear, and he is closing in on his teammate who's keeping up with Sunes. It's beautiful stuff. GS Smith, he had that penalty. He's dropped off the back of the pack now, and he's going to have to hope that some guys have some issues ahead of him. Double Aaron, no sign of any issues, but we've seen already we're over halfway, about halfway, just nearly halfway in this race now, ladies and gents, and we've seen the traumas that some of these guys have had in the corners, so no one can count their position as red. Everything is in the air. Mika is ahead of the Monk. What did I miss, and how did I miss it? My good golly gosh, he did it ages ago. I was watching him for ages. Shoot, Brian Moncani had a huge off, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be here for it, much to his chagrin. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, as much as it was ugly as losing the position, but absolutely delicious. Delicious save as well. Big up to the Monk there. You know, we've seen other cars absolutely spin around in those situations, but the Monk kept it in control, and now that's given Toten an achievement, an aim. And he better have an aim, because the Method is closing in on Toten. Toten 29.5, 29.5 last two laps. The Method 29.4s have we already seen. And the Matty there not being able to stay with our man. And closing in on Matty at the moment is the STUBS, ladies and gentlemen, and say it loud. It's Stu BS. And he takes no BS. No Stu BS. On board with Stubbs then. Let's see him try and catch up with the Alder. We're still kind of like, we haven't caught up with where we were yet. Sunes in 8th, and Sunes looks like he's being caught by a little pack. Looking at that map, so maybe we'll have a quick look back there, see what's going on. Sunes looking okay. No, they're not as close as I thought. YT was closing in though, but now Sunes just pulling a 29.6 out of the bag, saving it for the second half of the race, and that's got to really take the wind out of YT's sails. But he's still, oh, and then that double crumbs for YT there, catching a penalty. Eric of Canada, another foreign body in the lobby, ladies and gents. We are so continental here at URL. the Ultimate Racing League. So Eric of Canada, he was closing in on the YT, and now YT picking up that penalty. That's really got to play into our boys' hands here. GS Smith making his way around. He's got good lap times in there. It just looks like he's had a bit of unfortunateness happening. Double Aaron leading like he means to race in the League of Champions next season, but he's got to go through all the leagues first. But he didn't mind. He said bring it on. He says bring it on. Bring on your leagues. Bring on your Spartans. I will destroy them all. I am Double Aaron, destroyer of planets. So Double Aaron mashing the gears here at Laguna Seca. Look at him absolutely impaling that car into the corners and caring not about the dusty bit on the outside. Driving with such precision, the consistency of the lap times is astounding. Mika has picked up a penalty. Is this music to the Bry? Can the Bry close in? Is this the one that Brian's been waiting for? Mika picking up a half-a-second penalty there, and that is a big crusher for the Gulf team as Brian in his Haribo sets about him. Toten in fourth. Is he close enough? I think he's dropped off that little clash now. And Method doing a fine job. He was closing in on the Totes, but the Totes has picked up the pace now, and he is on the move. Method just dropping a tenth or two on his best, but not much at all. A great Method, ladies and gents. Matty Alder in sixth. And earlier he was putting up a bit of a fight to the Method, but he had a little slight off. Not an off, he went wide, didn't he? The Stubbs then seventh, closing in, but no, cannot do it. 30.8 that time around for Stubbs. 30.8 also for Matty. Matty matching the Haribo driver behind him. Brian Moncani. Oh, sorry, I'm being terrible. I think that would be from the penalty, but we'll check, shall we? So, yeah. I thought the penalty line was ages away, sorry. So, that's Mika then paying that penalty, and Brian Moncani swoops in to reclaim that second place. He said it was always mine, son. It was always mine. I just lent it to you for a lap or two. So Brian then goes up and into second, but Mika is feeling the racy urge. What's the tyres like? Nothing in it between the two of them. Double Aaron dipping. Still dipping, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see him in race two. Brian Moncani then just ahead of the Mika. Mika giving him some absolute tension. Unnecessary tension. Oh, Mika having an inside look. But thinks better of it. Comes through the corner. Look at them both. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. As they come through the second flying corner, they both survive and no one gains anything on anyone. Maybe Brian goes a bit quicker. Now heavy braking for the corkscrew. Things could get messy in this area. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely precision driving from the pair of them. And Brian coming out a little bit faster than Mika. Mika then under, he's got to send it, and he's got to send it. We've got 7 laps left of this race. That seems quite a lot, 7, no? We're already 15 minutes. They're usually about 20-minute races. This one must be a bit... I reckon this one's going to go on about 25 minutes, I reckon, ladies and gents. Maybe they are 25 minutes. So Mika then chasing down at the Monk at the moment. Toten trying to chase them two down. We feel he's fallen a little far back, but anything, these two get themselves stumbling over each other. And yeah, the Tote will be right in there. Method. Bit of a lonely race for Method. I mean, Matty was making it interesting. Now. Let's all calm down because Stubbsy is he's pushing on. He wants that 6th place back. It's where he qualified. And after the nightmare he had on lap 1, he would love I mean, he'd take that. He'd take that if you'd asked him after he spun out lap 1. I don't think he spun out, did he? He just went wide. Oh yeah, he spun out around about here, wasn't it? He hit the sausage, if I recall. Or was that Souness? Man, memory recall is terrible. Oh, Matty went wide, ladies and gentlemen. Matty went a little bit wide there, and it was rather easy for the Stubbs. He was through. No messing at all for Stubbs. No loss of time. Matty Alder then down into 7th. And Souness will be coming in hard and fast pretty soon if the Alder is not careful. Oh, the Alder's struggling with tyre wear. Look, I think he knew he couldn't get into a dogfight with the Stubbs. And rather than lose all that time trying to fight him, he's obviously thought, you know what, it'll be quicker losing the spot now and just continuing on without putting any more pressure on that front tyre. Stubby in the chat saying, yes, I would take that. There you go, see? I love chat. They answer you when you ask. So Stubbs then in 6th place, but Methods, I mean, yeah, 6th place, but 5th place is just there if you push a little harder. If you try and ride those sausages, you might be able to catch Method up. That's the little voice in Stubbs' head right now. He's there thinking, right, back where I started, everything, you know, no loss, no gain. It's just, we'll call this one even, we'll head for race 2. But that little voice at the back of his head is saying, Method's just up the road. And we can drive over sausages, can't we? So let's see who Stubbs listens to. If he's going to just stick to the plan, get this car home, or is he going to start slinging it at the scenery, trying to catch up the American, who has been on absolute form today, it has to be said. If anything, catching up the tote, it feels. Mika then dropping back from the Monk. The Monk has done the job, it seems. We have still got a fair whack to go, it has to be said. We're only on lap 13, or just starting lap 13. Double Aaron, his tyres, they're feeling it. Say he's just been out there for a gentle drive. No pressure. And Moncani making his way around with the Mika. Still there, though. And Brian Moncani cannot relax. Mika and Toten has closed up Mika. I'm sure he wasn't as close as that, as Mika lost a bit of time at the beginning of this lap. Because, yeah, Toten does seem to be closing in on Mika. Method as well, not as far away as I first thought. And the Stubbs, look, the sensible side of you is saying, look at your front right tyre. It's not well. You're not going to have the grip in the corners that you had. Let's not be foolish. 6th place is plenitude of points. Championships over 10 rounds, not 2 rounds. So, but then Matty as well. Matty with that tyre wear. Is he going to have concerns from Souness? Doesn't seem like it. Souness is a little further back, but a 29.6 is a rather healthy lap time at this point, with the other guys in, well, the tyre, the guys whose tyres are hurting are in the 30s, mid-30s. And it must be an absolute nightmare trying to get the front end of this car pointed in to those corners, as you can see, with Alder fighting the car. Stubbs then in 6th, trying to hunt down the Method, but Method really is closing in on the Totes. Totes are 30.1, Toten under pressure. Method at 29.8, it's only 3, oh no, a lot more, nearly, you know, it's I'm not doing the math, but it's just under a second faster last time around, and Method really is starting to tighten the screws on Toten. Mika, he's dropped back from the Monk. The Monk is away. He has broken free, finally, of the shackles of Mika, and now he can head on towards that black and white chessboard flag, with Double Aaron leading the way, as he has done all race. And he has absolutely nailed it. Perfect. Look at his laps. It's just absolutely perfect run from Double Aaron. It's what you call in the industry a Double Aaron run. A Double Aaron. Double Aaron. Brian Moncani in 2nd, with Mika in 3rd, but it's Toten that is the man in the hot seat. because Method is bringing some noise. He's bringing the whole shebang with him. So Totes had better watch out, but Totes struggling with that tyre wear. 30.5 last time around. It is going to be tight. And the Stubbs as well must be, well, his tyres are absolutely pained, and we've still got 3 laps. He can't be too risky because the Alder is just behind. Then we've got Souness looking after his tyres. Maybe this is why we've not seen him absolutely slinging it into the corners, because the Souness knows this is not... It's not all won in the first 14 laps. It's all down to that last lap grippage. Eric of Canada in 9th, getting himself back up ahead of the YT. We've missed these guys. GS Smith in 11th place with YT, and a hefty penalty that he's got to go round with and do again, because he obviously picked it up too late for the computer to implement it. Eric of Canada then in 9th, and Eric of Canada, you got to say, he must be chuffed with that, staying with the Souness. Souness, I'd say, is a pretty darn fast driver. I mean, he did a 32.7 last time around, but yeah, Souness is up there, I'd say, with one of the fastest, and Eric of Canada has matched him all race, so beautiful stuff. Matty Alder with his tyre woes, but it's all right because Souness just dropped a huge amount of time. Oh, it scares me. It scares me, Matty, hanging it out there. The Stubbs chasing down Method. Method, though, is the story. He's closing in on the Totes. The Totes are 30.1 last time around. Method at 30.2, so the Tote is well aware of what's happening behind him. And he's starting to try and eke out whatever he can from the Genesis with no grip. And that must be an awful affair. A 30.3 from Toten that time around. 29.7 from Method. Method just got serious with a capital S, ladies and gents. So Toten, this is going to be a tough last 2 laps for him. Mika at the moment, I think he's having a fight more to stay on the track than it is at fighting with the Monk. The Monk 29.7 last time around. Mika 29.8 matching him. And Double Aaron, I mean, he did a 30, but he can have a rest, can't he? He's done his work. He's done his work. He's done it all at the beginning. He can chill out for the rest. Brian Moncani has to stay on it because the Mika is pushing hard. Toten is now in be an absolute lunge, but Toten is in the area of you could have a lunge if you really, really was brave. And now Method really closed in through this the corkscrew. So Toten under pressure where grip matters, and Method has grip in abundance with his car. He has absolutely massaged that Hyundai all the way around here at Laguna Seca, and that home advantage really starting to show in the latter half of this race, where Method is really starting to give Toten something to think about. Stubbs then, he's just trying to stay alive at this point, I imagine, with the tyres as torn up as they are. And Alder has been caught with the Souness. Souness then, a 30.7 last time around. Well, he's got no front tyre. We'll hold a funeral for it after the race. We haven't got time now because Souness is just prepping himself for an overtake. But as soon as Souness has his overtake, we'll have the funeral. So Matty then staying out of the way. He knows that the tyres are done, and Eric of Canada fancies a spot here. Eric of Canada could gain. Poor old Matty having an absolute woe moment with his tyres. Eric of Canada going faster than he's gone in the race so far. YT there in 10th. He's used his tyres up healthily, and GS Smith, the tyres not so bad. But Double Aaron making his way up to the final corner, and another bit of silverware for the Geary as he crosses the line. First place. This man is unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable stuff from Double Aaron. He had a double A run. And there we go, the Brian of Monk back on the podium where he belongs. Mika, fantastic drive for third place. Toten does get it. He got it in the final. No, sorry, he didn't. Method had closed right up, but Toten stayed in fourth. I thought he overtook him for some reason. It looked like it had flipped, but no. Toten then maintains the position there for fourth place. And Method, one more lap, he would have had him. He would have had him one more lap. Method in fifth. Stubbs staying. The equilibrium is okay. He's back in sixth. He slipped to the back and he's taken sixth. Great stuff. Souness up and into seventh. Oh, what a shame for Souness, running in third. Absolutely fighting with the leaders. And then he had an off. Canada in eighth with Matty Alder there. Oh, so Eric of Canada did get Matty Alder there. It's not worth looking. It's just like a wounded animal who wanted Matty in the last lap or two. YT then in 10th. And in the GS Myth, bringing it around the last couple of corners. And it looked like the Hyundai with the Laguna Seca combo is a little bit much for GS Myth here. As he brings it around and finishes in 11th place. Great drive. It's great, better than me anyway. Let's just put it that way. So, Double A Ron, your winner of round 2. Come on, is that it? So, and you can't do the zoom in. Right, Double A Ron then, winner of round 2, race 1. Here at Laguna Seca, Brian Moncani brings it home in second, and Mika rounds out your podium. Toten in fourth, just behind Method. Well, he's ahead of Method in the race. There you go, that's a better shot. Toten, I just meant his car was just behind Method in the photo, not on the track. So Method in fifth, Stubbs brings it home in sixth, Souness is in seventh with Eric of Canada eighth, Matty Alder in ninth, YT coming home in 10th, and the GS Myth home in 11th, gets smurfed. And Double A Ron got the fastest lap with a 28.3. Great racing has been had in race 1, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourselves, because it's time for race 2. They're going to reverse the grid, I believe. I've got that feeling right there at the top of my nose, like I want to sneeze. It's coming. There you go. Oh man, that was building, ladies, and it's still there. Oh man. So yeah, that was building. Where are we? Here we go. Thank you to Mika. He's done his hello and bye. I missed the first one. Thank you for Mika for sharing the replays. There was a few. I had a sneaky feeling it might be a good race when 3 different people shared the replays, and I thought there's no chance of me not getting these replays then. Because sometimes, you know, ladies and gents, it can be a bit of a hunt, even when you share them publicly. The algorithm or whatever it is just hides them from me. They say, no, you shall not have them. I don't know why we're taking photos. Take photos on your own time. Not again, you sod. It's very difficult to talk and press buttons at the same time, people. Honestly, women would understand. I'm just a man. And you've got to lower your expectations when it comes to men. You expect too much, women. We're just men. There's nothing. We're not good at anything. Why do you expect us to be? GS Smith then is on pole. He's starting on the hard tyres. YT starting in second on the hard tyres. Matty Alder starting in third on the medium tyres. Then we got Eric of Canada starting on those medium tyres. Souness in fifth, starting on the hard tyre. Stubbs starting on the medium tyre. Method starting on the medium tyre. Toten in eighth, starting on the hard tyre. Mika starting on the hard tyre. Brian Moncani starting on the hard tyre. And Double A Ron starting on the hard tyre. That's a real mix, isn't it? Hards from the Myth. Hards from YT. So Matty fancies a shoot, doesn't he? He fancies a run up till lap 14 and then put his hard tyres on right at the very end. And we saw that worked for Double A Ron last week. So you never know. He's got less traffic to come through. Eric of Canada also on those medium tyres. Fancies a piece of that action. Souness, he's going for the 2 laps and in. Stubbs also maybe fancying an early lead. But he's got a lot of traffic to fight through. So does the Method. And the rest are all on hard. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, tactically and skillfully. So GS Smith leads them around, but he's on those hard tyres, as is YT. So Matty, a couple of corners, his tyres are going to be absolutely piping hot and sticky as stuck. I nearly swore because it rhymed, and I thought that would be brilliant. So the GS Smith then leads them away. YT, Matty Alder. He'll be feeling that grip coming in pretty soon with Eric of Canada as well, with Souness on the hards. Stubbs in the medium tyres in 6th. Method in 7th, with Toten in 8th. Mika in 9th on the hards. Brian on the hards. Double Aaron on the hards. 2 laps. With the tyre wear was pretty bad, wasn't it? Matty already fancied his chances, going very wide there. I don't know if he closed in on YT and then thought he had to pull out of it and took the wide line. Oh no, GS Smith has gone wide. He's gone very wide. Now he's having a meeting with the barrier and he's re-entering into the corkscrew. Very brave as these guys all tumble over each other, and Souness and Stubbs make contact. Eric of Canada was there as well. It's a mess. YT is leading with the Matty in 2nd. GS Smith slipping down into 3rd. Stubbs went flying up the inside of about 4 people. Souness there in 5th on the hard tyres. Method in 6th. Eric of Canada there in 7th, and Eric of Canada's got Mika coming through. Mika's on the hard tyres though. Eric of Canada on the medium tyres, the racier tyre, and he should be able to get away from these guys, but at the moment Mika having a look all up and about his busyness. Method on the mediums as well. Souness on the hards doing very well, holding his ground. GS Smith with the hards all up and about Stubbs' business. I think Stubbs just got past Smith actually. Matty on the mediums, and YT is still maintaining that lead, but it's short-lived now as the medium tyres come into their own. And Matty Alder ascends, ladies. No, he does not. And YT, no grip in that corner. And now Matty Alder ascends. What's going on here? We hear a lot of skidding. GS Smith still holding forward ahead of the Souness, but Method trying to pull the trigger. He's trying to get through. He's on the medium tyres as well. And his race strategy is all about, look, these guys will be going in. He's been stuck with the hard runners. He may as well have been on hards, hadn't he? Really? He hasn't really made the ground, and this is why further back on the grid sometimes they do not even bother. They put the hard tyres on because you can't get anywhere with the mediums. Now everyone possibly will pit ahead of him at the end of this lap. Let's see. Matty Alder isn't. He's on the mediums. YT opting not to, and the tyre wear was harder here. So those on hards opting to go longer on the hards. The Myth has picked up a penalty as Souness tries to scramble on by, and he's going for that inside line late break. They're both on the hard tyre, so there we go, and Souness then just about getting his nose ahead, but the Myth coming back with the penalty, and Method giving him a bump behind. I think it looks like Smith lifted totally off that one, didn't like the bump, and Method then moves up to 5th and gives Souness a lot to think about. But Method on the medium tyres, and the Myth then with that penalty. Eric of Canada coming in hard and strong. Medium tyres for Eric of Canada, but he's got caught up in the traffic. Mika on the hards in 8th. Double Aaron has made his way up to 9th now, past Toten and Brian McCartney on those hard tyres. Brian McCartney ahead of the Totes. The Totes slipping down on that lap. Matty Alder leads. YT on hard tyres ahead of Stu BS. Vodka Rob in the chat. I see your crowd now, man. Good evening, sir. How the devil are you? I'm good, man. I am very good. So now Stubbsy having a look around the outside of the YT holding ground on those hard tyres. It's fantastic stuff from YT, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go, the first of the stops. Souness comes in, and so does the championship leader, Double A Ron. Everyone else opts to stay on the hard tyres, going into their fourth lap. YT then, an amazing job for YT. Do not leave it too long though, of the hard tyred runners starting to make their pit stops. Method on the medium tyres, running all the way. He's hoping, oh, what we got going on down here? What did I miss? Something. Eric of Canada and Mika going at it. Oh no. What a lovely pirouette from Mika though. Beautiful pirouette, but not what he wanted. And Eric of Canada, I don't know, he's just driving in a straight line. I don't know, I'm no steward. It's not for me to make the call. So Toten then. Oh, Toten wants to get himself a piece of Eric of Canada, and Eric of Canada is defending like a lion. And now the Totes is having another look up the inside, and the Totes pulling the trigger, and he is through, ladies. No, he's on the outside, but he's got the inside line. GS Smith going very wide. He's back on the track, but Toten didn't have the momentum to get by him, and Eric of Canada still all up and about his business, and it looks like someone's off again. Oh my word, GS Smith is absolutely doing a bit of rallycross today. A bit of landscaping needed to be done here at California, and the man, the myth, is the guy to do it. So Mika, oh poor Mika, he absolutely took a hit in this race. Souness, who made a pit stop on the mediums, he's ahead of the Geary, who's on their mediums. YT now finally making his stop, as is Brian of the Monk. Toten and the Myth also all coming in. The Myth, yeah, he wants some grip, doesn't he? He needs some grip. Mika, who has been slipped down the order, has opted to stay out on those hards. So the top four all on the mediums now. Matty Alder, Stubbs, but Matty's got a lovely gap there. Stubbs there in second, then Method there in third. Method going great guns at the moment. Eric of Canada is in fourth place, with Mika in fifth. And no, Mika staying out on those hard tyres. YT coming out. It's a weird pit lane. Where is Souness? Has he picked up 3 seconds? No, 1 second from something. So Mika is ahead. Souness is coming in strong. Is YT going to get out ahead? YT does get out ahead. And his penalty, he looks like he paid his penalty whilst he was in the pit lane. Handy. That was odd, wasn't it, ladies and gents? So YT then, out in sixth. That's great stuff. Everyone, when everyone pits, he should be in the lead. But I mean, Matty Alder is going to be slinging Hyundai as hard as possible and trying to build up a huge gap, like we saw Double A Ron last round in the feature race. Stubbs keeping him honest, chasing him down. Method in third. And then we got Eric of Canada in fourth. Mika is going in now to change those tyres, the last to pit. YT in sixth, just ahead of Souness. In the chat, Vodkrov saying, I hate this track. I did say it was interesting at the beginning. I said, I'm not going to say it's neither good nor bad. All I'll say is it's interesting. And Vodkrov saying, I don't understand how people could vote for this instead of the Nords. Well, I'd have to disagree with you there, my friend. I would choose to go Laguna Seca over the Nords. The Nords is for real men. I watched you live as well, just... Oh no. Am I just about to crash? Maybe not. The iPad started looking very slow. Everything seems okay. I'm just getting myself a little excitable. So Matty Alder is leading, but he's started on the medium tyres. He's going to be trying to push those medium tyres for as late in the race as he possibly could. At the very latest lap, end of lap 14. That's when he would like those tyres to last till, please, sir. Stubbs also with those mediums trying to head to lap 14. Now Matty has got a lovely buffer up behind him and between him and the Stubbs. So Stubbs is going to have to sling Hyundai, sling Genesis, if he wants to close the gap to himself and the Alder. And Method, he won it from the Alder, but I wonder if Method now, oh no, he's going purple. I was going to say, he's staying to the 30s, not going into the 29s. You know he's got the pace of the guys ahead of him. And I was wondering if he was trying to save them tyres. Lap 7 of 16 already. We are flying in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Eric of Canada, still a great drive from him. He hasn't pitted yet. YT staying ahead. Double Aaron's moved up ahead of the Souness. So Double Aaron is slinging Genesis, ladies and gents. And Souness there just cannot match the pace of the Geary. The Geary is on another level here at Laguna Seca. He's going for a double A run. And Podkrov saying, what, this round was it that you watched me? Yes, my friend, I was in your chat. You couldn't see me because you're in VR, but I was egging you on. I was saying, go on, my son. And then when the bloke spun out in front of you, I was like, yay! All up in your chat, brother. I was returning the favour. I came into the chat talking about roast pork because I'd just had it. It was Sunday evening. I'd had it for dinner. So I on your chat. We all got chatting. We made friends. We're going on holiday with each other next week. It was great. YT then is under the pressure. Double Aaron coming in hard, fast, and with precision. Souness there up their rear derriere as well. He is looking for positions, ladies and gents. And the Monk, podium sitter from race 1. Let's not count him out of the equation. Toten in 9th, another swift driver. These all are on their mediums and running to the end. Mika there, he was the last to pit of the hard tyres. And now in 10th with GS Smith in 11th. He's got some grip. He's staying on the track now. Those hard tyres were his enemy. He had no love for the hard tyre. Now he's on the mediums. Look at him. He's going great guns. It's like one of them thoroughbred horses. They won't run in mud, you know. You can't make them run in mud. You've got to give them a nice firm bit of ground to run on. And that's all GS Smith needs. Stop with the hards. Hashtag end the hard rain. Stop hard-ons. Hashtag stop hard-ons. That's what I'm running for. Oh no, he went off. The mediums. It might be just Laguna Seca, ladies. 10th, he's got a lot of ground to make up, but his tyres are going to be fresh as daisies by the end of the Method. Eric of Canada. Where is he going to end up when he comes out on those hard tyres? Because he's got a lot of fast cars. YT, you son of a gun. Still ahead of the Double Aaron. I'm going to have to stick around here because Double Aaron has no answers for the YTEEEE. Well, maybe now he has. He's looking, but there isn't anything. And YT with the widest Genesis on the track, making life just so difficult. Double Aaron, you think he's got it? He's got it now. He's got it now, ladies and gentlemen. Or has he? Or has he? Yes, he has. But yeah, he's been trying that one for about 3 laps, ladies and gents. And he's allowed the Souness and the Monk to close in. Now Souness trying to do it off the road. He doesn't want to be caught up like the Geary was. And Geary, he might not be trying to push too hard as well, thinking of the tyres that have got to go quite deep into this race. Lap 9 of 16, Double Aaron just making a move on the YT, but the YT has been impressive in this stint, ladies and gentlemen, making it very difficult for the guys. Souness, though, Souness saw an open door, but it wasn't open enough. And YT then slams that one shut and says, nope, get out. And now the Monk is the of the race, and it is his turn. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, Souness off the road, and the Monk down YT. But he does have to keep a very close eye on the Monk. And behind them, we've got the Tote, who is definitely looming large in their periphery. So YT, and then the Double Aaron, Eric of Canada, yet to pit, as hasn't Stubbs. Method's ahead of Stubbs. That wasn't before. Oh, I don't know if Stubbs wants us to watch last lap. How long ago? Oh, it was a long time ago. No, you got off, Stubbs. You got off lightly. You got off lightly, son, because it's too far away to go back and look. So method then, or is it? Maybe at the end of the race we'll go and have a special look. Special. What a day. So method then, on his way. Matty Alder leading, but the tyres are looking painful. And there's nothing worse than a really torn up set of soft tyres than is a really torn up set of medium tyres. Stubby in the champ he said he went to the beach. Well, there you go. That's what happened. We don't need to go back and look. He wanted to make sandcastles. Were you really into that that sand, and then ask you for money, and you're thinking you should be getting paid proper for that? My €2 ain't going to go anywhere, son. So Matty Alder then leads the way with method in second. The Stu BS chasing him down, but he was ahead. He had a little excursion to the beach. West Whitterns, absolutely packed. Didn't enjoy it. Came back. Found out method took his spot. Eric of Canada in fourth. Yet to pit, and I think the double Aaron is looming down large. YT still holding back the tidal wave, and Brian Moncani having a look around the outside of the Hungarian, and nothing doing. Souness says, oh, not the Hungarian, sorry, that's Toten. He's further back. I want to say that's Croatian flag. Czech Republic? Russian? I'm unsure. So YT then at the moment staying ahead of Souness, and Brian Moncani then in 8th place. It has been a lovely round here at Laguna Seca, lap 11 of 16, and we're getting a real pressure cooker of a race here between 6th, 7th and 8th. We've got the top 4 to pit in this race. Matty's tyres are on the rough side. He said he's got Lou Reed in his ear saying, hey babe, take a win. Nothing, no problems there. And ladies and gentlemen, you should check out his Twitch channel, method/freak, or something, freak spelt PHREEK, because he is down. And yeah, go and check out Meth OD. Something, gentlemen, something moved. I was aware of it. It's all back to normal now, but one of these swapped positions. And Souness and Brian, oh, too wide. Contact with the YT, but YT is still holding on. And Souness and the Brian of Monk got a little bit contacty as well. What a fight betwixt these three, ladies and gentlemen. Now Toten trying to close in on this action. It's the Czech. There you go. Thank you very much. Czech flag. Thank you, the Czech driver. I said everything except for Czech, didn't I? I said Croatian, Russian. I was all over that. I knew it wasn't Russian, but I knew a lot of people had swapped out the Russian flag at the time when they first invaded Ukraine, because I was doing another league, and I think we had at least one Russian driver, and I think that's the flag he changed it to, so I just thought it was like a pseudo, I'm not Russian. So YT then, and none of us in the group thought he had to. We knew he wasn't Vladimir bloody Portman, whatever his name is, Putin. We knew he wasn't invading. He was just living in Russia. What can you do? Oh, the Monk though, the Monk knocking on the rear door, giving him a good old bang on the back. And wowzers, you've got to buy him a drink, bro, before you go in that hard. YT has done a fabulous job. I am saying this now. YT at the moment is my driver of this race. He has absolutely stuck that Genesis exactly where his contenders do not want it, on the inside. And Souness, is he brave enough? No, he can't do it around the outside. And again, YT foils, spoils and toils in 6th place. Wonderful stuff. Keep cooking, man. YT on, and Souness has gone for a detour. He has gone for a detour. Oh, poor old Souness, I'm not going back for a replay. He's got his hazard lights on. It looks like he is unhappy. And Mika coming across him. I mean, it was quick. I didn't see any contact. They were side by side. Maybe a side swipe. Not that I'd seen. Now we've got the guys pitting. Mayalda stayed out. Method stayed out. Double Aaron's up. Stubbs has stopped. So he's lost a position to Double Aaron, YT, and the Monk, and Toten. Unbelievable. Oh, he's back at no, because it's a weird pit stop. So Toten then there in 7th. And he's already had his tyres changed. Souness has got himself a penalty from all of that as well. Mika in 9th. Eric of Canada's into the pits. Why? Oh, because he's got to put hard tyres on. Was he one of the hard? Do you know what? I didn't think he was, but maybe, possibly so. And Matty then, how long can he take it? Well, this is it. He's got to come in this lap. He has managed to get it all the way, but Double Aaron not that far away. Method would love to carry on a bit more. Look at how much meat he's got left on his tyres. Unbelievable stuff. Double Aaron will take the lead, I believe. Matty's not done enough to stay ahead of the force that is Double Aaron. When Double Aaron is on his Double A run, you have got to watch yourselves. Check yourself. Matty then hasn't even got to his box yet. And here we go. The last corner for Double Aaron. As YT still a thorn in all of the drivers' sides out there. YT, absolutely heroic drive. Frustrating to some, but for us, absolutely entertaining. Oh, yeah, Vodka saying, I'm thankful to the Russians because they liberated the prisoner of war camp that my granddad was in during the war. Well, there you go. See, we've got to find the positives of these people. Of you know, any tyranny, there's got to be good in it. So Matty, the older, is now... No, he's back out in the lead. Sorry, I was reading chat. I should have kept a closer eye. I honestly thought Double Aaron would have him. But Double Aaron is on those medium tyres. And, I mean, Matty, he's got to do some YT-style defensive driving to stay there ahead of him. Double Aaron saying got a half a second penalty the lap before Matty pitted. Reckon I'd have come out in front of him. Fair play to him. It's not over yet, my son. Not over yet. I don't know why everyone's son today. I feel old, so I feel like I can call everyone son. YT had a hell of a race. He did, my friend. So Matty then, big jobs with the hard tyres, and a Double Aaron chasing him down. Method in 3rd ahead of YT. YT is absolutely having an absolute banger. Brian Moncani in 5th. The Stubbs comes out in 5th with the hard tyres behind his teammate. Interesting. Toten on a faster tyre behind the Stu BS. And no, Stu BS does not take this. He is going on the attack with the hard tyres. Brian and the YT carrying on as they were. Method's on the hard tyres. Can YT catch up with Method? Can YT get a podium? It's the final lap, and I am involved. I am involved with this, ladies and gentlemen. YT versus the Method. And Brian Moncani is along for the giggles. But Brian has... Oh, no. YT, stay on the road, my friend. Stay on the road. Double Aaron. Double Aaron is closing up to the older. Matty has got a heroic drive to do this final lap with Double Aaron zeroing in on the faster tyre, but that faster tyre is looking very old and haggard. Method there in 3rd place. Whoa, YT, where'd you go? No. Why did I cut away? So YT there, we thought he was closing in on the Method. Oh, he got a bit of a slide on. He went a little wide there, ladies and gentlemen. The Monk got up the inside of him, and I just think grip and a little tap from the Monk. I don't think normally that tap would send you off, but it looked like he was already on the back foot with a penalty to rub all that salt in with. And poor old YT, that was a heroic drive, man. He's still my driver of the day, even with Double Aaron just about to get a double win in one round. but Matty is there to be the fly in his ointment. And whoa, we are getting close to the end of the lap. Oh my word, Geary, did he just get something totally wrong there? Double Aaron looked like he went through the corkscrew totally wrong, and Matty, absolutely all he has to do is stay with it for one corner, not one lap. Just stay on the road through here, and it is a win for our man Alder. Well done. Great drive from Matty there. Did the job. Did Double Aaron's strategy against Double Aaron, and Double Aaron comes home in second. Method rounds out your podium. That's a double podium in it for the Method. Brian gets fourth, Stubbs gets fifth, Toten gets sixth, YT comes home in seventh, Mika comes home in eighth, Souness comes home in ninth. Eric of Canada, he went in to put those hard tyres on, and he's ahead of the GS Smith. But GS Smith does not look like he enjoys Laguna Seca in any way. I think he's with Vodka Rob. He'd rather do the Nord. Eric of Canada then into the final corner, and a great drive from Eric there in 10th place, and GS Smith making his way around. And still, I say, the best livery on the grid, but it is just an opinion-based fact. So you can't even contest it. It's in there. So that's GS Smith then, coming home in 11th, keeping the enemy ahead of him like any true professional would. So there we go. Matty Alder using the Double Aaron strategy to his advantage. He was third on the grid though, in order not taking that away from him, but starting on the medium tyres up near the front is a big help, a huge help. And like Double Aaron said, he got that half a second penalty the lap before, which doesn't help. So it's the opposite of a huge help, a huge hindrance, some might say. So Matty gets the win. Great stuff. Well done. I told you, anyone on that in this group could get a win. Anyone, any race, it could be anything. Deacon Do saying, good race, folks, and even better commentary. Oh, bless you, Deacon. Thanks, chap. And Vodka Rob saying, come on, the Sketcher boys. Yeah, good stuff. Both of you. Oh, yeah, double podium for Sketchers there. Sketchers, I mean, it's Rossi's car, isn't it? It's Rossi's sponsors or something. Double Aaron in second place. I think his championship still in his control. Brian Moncani, fourth place. Great drive from the back. Stubbs in fifth. Epic. Toten in sixth. YT, my driver of the day, just because of the audacity and the guys he was keeping behind. He oughtn't have been. Brilliant drive from YT. Well done. Superb stuff. Mika, he was unlucky one. He was upside someone and then just lost the track. So, oh no, Mika just left it really late to pit, didn't he? Sorry, not Mika. Souness, he got unlucky in the scrap as well. And Eric of Canada in 10th, and GS Smith not enjoying Laguna Seca. In the chat then, Vodkrop saying, yeah, same team as me. Very entertaining. Cheers, thingy. That's these guys, man. These guys are absolute bangers when it comes to racing. Watch out for the rest of those leagues. We've got some absolutely swift people coming through. Okay, that's it. I think there's nothing more to say. I've got loads of replays all lined up. So, yeah. I came off of nights on today's, and I've had some serious brain lag this week, so I've not been able to jump on all the streams that I would have liked to, because it's really hit me. It really hit me hard. I'm usually quite good moving night to day, but this week's been a hit and a hard place. It's like a knee in the nuts. Anyway, that's less of my problems, more of racing to come. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.